Thank you, Ken. Thank you to everybody for being here. I am so excited. Happy Valentine's Day. Thank you to Ben for that Valentine. It guaranteed that my mother wouldn't be the only person who gave me a Valentine today, so I'm personally appreciative of that. I appreciate Secretary Schultz being here with us. This has to be a partnership with the state. This has to be a partnership between government and the private sector, and I appreciate the fact that she shared that the sun is always shining in Bethesda, and I think it's important, as you heard some of the numbers earlier, we can't talk about supporting our business community unless we're focused on Bethesda, unless we're focused on this part of the county. If Montgomery County is the economic engine of the state, then Bethesda is the economic engine of Montgomery County. And that's important, and I think we need to focus on it, and I think we need to make sure that we build on the strengths that we have, and certainly Bethesda is a core part of one of those strengths. And so this is a really exciting opportunity for us to really talk about how we're focusing on that economic engine, making sure that we are supporting those folks. We're bringing in some extra mechanics. We have had a great team here. Judy Stevenson, as you heard earlier, who's really been doing this work. We're bringing in backup for you, Judy, and I think that's great. And it's a critical opportunity for us to really build on that, and to Ken Hartman and the Regional Services Center, who, working with Judy, have really been on the front lines of this work, but need help and need support and need to be able to build off the strength that we have here. You've heard before, 95% of our businesses in Montgomery County are small businesses, have 50 or fewer employees. I think we have to get out of the conversation talking about big businesses versus small businesses, but we do need to make sure that we are supporting small businesses, but we need to create an ecosystem that supports all businesses and that makes sure that we have thriving large businesses that can help to provide opportunities for small businesses. A good ecosystem, like in any environment, requires that you have different species and different sizes and different strengths, and to be able to work together in a collaborative and effective way is really critical. And I think today really demonstrates some of the ecosystem that we have here in the public, nonprofit, and private sector. We have the chambers here. We have the Bethesda Urban Partnership here. I'd be remiss if I didn't say that wearing red in the back is Jeff Burton with BUP, and he loves Bethesda every day. That's why they always wear red. Which is great, and the county executive and the council and the state and the Economic Development Corporation, we all have to be working together. We all have to be working in lockstep. We all have to be talking about how many opportunities there are in Montgomery County. We can sit here and talk about the challenges we face. Certainly we have some, but we have far more opportunities than we have challenges, and there isn't a single place, not just in the state of Maryland, as was mentioned before, there isn't a single place in the country that wouldn't love and envy to have the strengths that we have, to have the opportunities that we have, to have the infrastructure that we have and the assets that we have. And the question is, what are we going to do with it? And I think that's what today is all about. I think that's what the focus is all about. And I think we all need to join together to talk about that. I grew up in a small family-owned business. I'm here in Montgomery County and my family because of a small family-owned business. And so I certainly understand how challenging it can be. There were good days and bad days, good weeks and bad weeks, good months and bad months and tough months. And we have to understand how difficult it is to start a business, how difficult it is to keep the lights on, how much you take home the employees who work for you. I don't run a business now, but I certainly was there growing up and watched it. And I think we lose some of the reality of the human level of just how difficult these decisions are and how many risks are taken. I'm particularly proud of some of the work that we've been doing. You heard the Fed Committee Chair talk about some of the work we've been doing at the Fed Committee at the large level. I've been working on some structural changes as well. We passed the Economic Impact Statement bill, which strengthens our economic impacts, focusing on not just the budgets of the county, but the budgets of residents and businesses, because it's their budgets that create our budget. And it focuses us on making sure that economic development isn't just part of what we do in Montgomery County. It has to be part of everything that we do in Montgomery County, because if we're going to keep up with our high quality of life, our high level of services, the fact that we take care of people here who need help, we need to grow businesses. We need to grow the economy. We need to grow tax base so we don't grow tax rates, because that is the challenge that we face. And I'm also proud of the fact that we need to be working with businesses as partners, collaborating with businesses, not necessarily combating with businesses, working on programs like Fair Share, a transit incentive program, where we can meet our goals by working with businesses, incentivizing them to do the things that they want to do, but without some support from government might not be able to. Working on things like you heard earlier, affordable housing. We added $5 million additional dollars into affordable housing, and I am happy to say that that is now the baseline moving forward, the floor that we are going to commit to as we move forward. And we need to do more, because we need to have a place where businesses can afford to pay wages, where people can live here. That's not just about workers, that's about businesses too. It's about the environment too. And it's not just about the big things that we do. I think it's also about the small things. We heard a lot about procurement. We heard a lot about permitting. We heard about some of those operational challenges. There are also some small bureaucratic red tape issues that I've tried to focus on. One related to a bill with our estate sale, secondhand property companies, another related to signs and making sure that our code reflects the modern realities that we face. I think we need to make big structural changes to focus on business, but we also have to make sure we're doing the small things to focus on the details, because it's those small details that are the difference between staying in business and not, growing businesses or not. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for all of us who are part of this important work. Appreciate the collaboration between the county executive, the county council, and the private and public sectors, and look forward to making Montgomery County an even better place to do business and making sure that Bethesda is at the heart of it. Thanks.